we now come to consider correcting as a digital pedagogy. Now, we live in a world where we are so used to, especially as teachers, content being correct. You deliver correct content. So I prepare a lecture, a presentation, and you craft it, you mold it, you polish it, you tweak it, you get that PowerPoint just right. And when it's just right, when it's 100% correct, we deliver it as a lesson. And so as teachers, often we're in the mindset that correct is what's important. But when you think about it, learning happens in the mistakes. Learning happens when we're prepared to make mistakes. Take an example. If you're going to learn to take up a new sport like skiing, unless you're prepared to fall, you're not going to learn. So you can stand there, and I've seen it myself as an adult, we don't want to fall. And so you stand there and you're as careful as anything, and you hardly ever fall, but you don't learn. And then there's a little kid who's prepared to fall and hurt themselves and snow everywhere and often crying. Yet in no time, they're the ones flying down some black slope and we still on the nursery slopes trying to learn. Because it's one of the key principles that we talked about in an earlier session that underlines learning. Learning in general, not just learning in the digital age. And that is the principle of vulnerability. Vulnerability and validation have such a huge impact to play on how we learn. And those principles of making ourselves vulnerable and learning through a process of feedback and validation is where correcting as a pedagogy comes in. Correcting is a vital pedagogy that we have to implement if we want to engage our learners, if we want to have the activated classroom. It's not about presenting and getting it right up front. It's about learning through a process of correcting. And online environments encourage this. Now, while vulnerability is key, most of us don't like being vulnerable. But there's something about the digital world where we're slightly removed. It's not face-to-face. I'm putting something up on a wall or I'm writing something in a wiki. It just seems easier to make ourselves vulnerable. And if we do that and we're prepared to make the mistakes, we can learn through collaboration, we can learn through conversation, we can learn through creation, and all these other real important digital pedagogies that are a part of the activated classroom. And so in this part of our series, we want to look at the power of correction as a pedagogy for learning and how we can invoke it. There are so many exciting tools, from fun little tools that we can put and paste things on a wall that would be suitable from anyone from grade 1 all the way up to grade 12 and higher education, to tools that are a little bit more involved, whether they're wikis, which are built in the concept of correction, to things like Google Docs and other similar tools. So correction is a powerful pedagogy. And that's what we want to have a look at in this part of our series, the power to learn through the process of correction.